play rotations by ear, Coach told us.
And Allie and Coach, as we take a look at the starting lineups presented by Kia, the importance of Neesmith and him being able to play on both ends of the floor is huge.
Absolutely. He's been their best shooter in the postseason, and his defense on Brunson has been outstanding. He's put on a clinic, Reggie, on getting over screens.
To me, Brunson, Towns, we saw the foul trouble that built up between those two. They've got to stay on the floor, stay out of foul trouble.
Officials tonight: John Goebel, crew chief, referee David Guthrie, umpire Courtney Kirkland. Combined 63 seasons, over 4,000 games officiated, shot clock at 5, and an OB. He'll work down low. Nimhard defending.
Good D, better O there, right there from OG. Just back down the smaller Nimhard and shot over him.
Yeah, absolutely. The size difference. Nimhard will always get into you.
Neesmith, an early touch. Turner inside, held, put it up, caught it, foul.
Well, there's those switches again, those mismatches, and Turner made them pay in the first half of game 3. Bridges, there's just no way. He tried to wrap him up. Nice job there by Turner just to get the ball up on the glass, and got lucky for the potential N1.
Foul goes on Bridges, first against him, with Turner at the free throw line. 1 of 2 in game 1, 5 of 7 in game 2, and the other night 6 of 8.
Well, the challenge for Turner is to stay that aggressive throughout the game. He's had great spurts, but they need him the entire night.
Brunson, game 3, 23 points. Neesmith is on him. Robinson a screen, kicking it out. Bridges with a 3.
Dribble penetration by Brunson, collapsing the defense. Bridges spotted up for that 3.
Well, Neesmith, who's a great defender, turned his head to look at the pick. When you do that, guys are going to be able to reject the screen and go the other way. You've got to stay focused on the ball handler's gut.
Towns gets the Siakam miss. The other way they go. Bridges trying to speed up that offense. It's a rebound by Halliburton. Numbers the other way. In the corner, 3, Neesmith.
How good has he been from those corner threes? And again, that's pace and tempo. That's how Indiana needs to play.
Brunson trying to carve his way in on Neesmith, and does. Another 2 there for New York, and the first 2 for Brunson. Siakam quickly the other way. Back and forth we go.
Well, this is Indiana's pace right now. New York playing well also early on offensively, but this is Indiana's pace.
New York likes the space, though.
That was a made layup by Brunson, and they got a made layup at the other end.
Brunson sheds the D, puts up a 3. Halliburton again is right there. Felt he didn't do enough in game 3. He'll take it the other way for Indiana. 3 by Turner. Rebound by Bridges.
And Halliburton can rebound the ball and just bust out. They don't even have to outlet. They are very tough to stop in transition.
And Anunoby looking for an escape hatch. He stepped out of bounds as he hit the deck and a turnover. Well, look at Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah, Tom Thibodeau's done a great job with this Knicks team, Kevin, getting them back into the playoffs, back-to-back 50-win seasons for the first time in 20 years. One of the best coaches in this league for a long time.
Neesmith.
Well, there's the answer. If that ankle was going to be any kind of issue for Neesmith. Back-to-back 3s.
So you played on a sprained ankle. What are the difficulties shooting? The lift, which I guess would make sense?
The lift and really the calf as well, because it's an extension of the ankle.
Doubled inside, twisting out of it, getting it to go. Towns finds 2.
I like Towns inside there.
Agreed.
Towns has an advantage somewhere on everybody, and on Siakam, it's inside.
Towns just picked up the foul on the driving Siakam.
Not only on the drive, but it may have been knee to knee, as you see Towns kind of holding that left knee a little bit as Siakam went around him. And these are the fouls we talked about that kind of mount up for Karl Anthony Towns. And again, a made layup by Towns at one end. Get the ball in quick. and throw the ball ahead to Siakam to put pressure on the bigs of New York.
So finishing up on the Nesmith story, Reggie covered the offense. What about defensively with the bad ankle?
Well, that's where I think the real challenge is going to come. Usually with the ankles, right, Reggie? It's not the straight ahead stuff.
Lateral.
It's being able to move
Yes.
laterally, and we've seen Brunson blow by him once and back him down once, and he's a tough guy to back down.
Here's Siakam with a 17-point game 3 after a 39-point game 2 in the Garden. Puts it in. Coming into this game 4, the series separated by just 2 points. And here we are, 2 of 2 right there for Indiana at the line. 8.5 in the first quarter. And Bridges will penetrate. Chipping his way in that beautiful fadeaway, but he's short, and Halliburton with the rebound. Indiana 4-6, 3. Halliburton.
Well, Halliburton's rebounded the ball 3 times, and they've been able to push it and get great shots 3 times.
And this is the kind of energy, if you're the Pacers, you needed to come out with a little fake handoff, and Halliburton time just to tie his shoe and knock down the 3.
Chuck.
Yes, sir.
So don't forget to download the FanDuel app. It's the best place for all live betting and the same game parlays. But Chuck, it pays out what?
Instantly.
But I got a question for you. Do the New York Knicks even this series tonight?
They do not. Pacers win.
Oh, you better not say it too loud.
Right now, Indiana's on a 13-4 run early in the game. Brunson with it. Nesmith will tail him. And in to Robinson, who makes his 2nd consecutive start.
Yeah, great lob there by Brunson. Excellent back screen by Karl Anthony Towns coming out of the timeout.
Halliburton has been big, assisting and scoring early for Indiana. With 4 minutes gone, Siakam finds himself free with a whistle.
Is that going to be 2 on Cat?
It is.
2 quick ones again. I talked about this before. Jump ball. Cat, Brunson. They cannot get into foul trouble earlier. Right there. There's that left hook. That's an easy call. And these are silly fouls for Cat. Like, he doesn't need to do this.
And that's been maybe the biggest problem he's had throughout his career is foul trouble.
Now, what they're going to lose on offense with Cat, here comes defense, tenacity, and offensive rebounding in Josh Hart.
So Hart is in, Towns is out, Nesmith is out, Shepard is coming for Indiana. With a beautiful drive inside, but Hart can't finish.
The Knicks have numbers if they push, and they're at their best.
What a feed by Hart. And over with the cut.
Just like we talked with Halliburton, the Knicks at their best when Josh Hart rebounds and pushes the ball in transition.
Shepard got caught ball watching.
Hart is on top. Hart is right there, coming off the bench for a 2nd consecutive game. It's Siakam working in on Bridges.
One thing that's been a constant theme in this series. The Knicks have no answer for Siakam once he gets into that mid-post area, Coach.
No, they don't, and he does such a great job of recognizing mismatches in transition, and the Pacers get him the ball.
Brunson over Shepard, and that's a long reach, and the defense was there, but a 4th point put in by Jalen Brunson. Hard drive by Nembhard, ball knocked away, turnover Indiana, Knicks the other way. Knicks are behind in the turnover battle in this series so far as Halliburton defends Bridges. Count it, foul.
Nice transition here, and this is what we've seen in the first 2 rounds from the Knicks. Creating offense from your defense, turnover by Nembhard, and I like their recognition. Bridges with Halliburton guarding him deep in the post. You throw it high to him and let him use that size to shoot over him.
Halliburton picks up number 1. Siakam will leave. Obi Toppin has come in. Bridges at the free throw line for New York.
Yeah, and we see, look, that's the versatility of Josh Hart. He's the best perimeter rebounder in the league, and he's the Knicks guy to lead the break. He pushes it down and finds Bridges in the post.
So we just had a 13-4 Indiana run, countered by a 9-2 New York Knick run.
That's how this series has gone.
Halliburton, long three.
Now, Halliburton has shot 8 for 41 from 3 throughout these playoffs in this building. Tonight, nice start, 2 of 2. Can he continue to shoot well?
And how do you explain that the road team has played better in each of these games?
You know, it was interesting listening to OG. You know, he talked about them just being a little bit more locked in on the road, and you can make a case for both of these teams.
Wow, and Brunson shows it again right there.
I mean, for the Knicks, though, what it's been is their defense has been better on the road. For Indiana, it's been their offense that has been better on the road. But right now, this looks like Indiana's road offense right here in Cambridge.
Robinson watching Halliburton. Puts on the brakes, finds a gap and hits it.
Well, what did I talk about this movie we were getting ready to watch about our leading actors?
They're going at it tonight, Reg.
Brunson and Halliburton putting on a show here early.
So Towns on the bench with 2 fouls. New York has made 5 consecutive shots, 5.5 in the first. 3, Brunson, bucket.
Well, you definitely predicted this one, Nostradamus.
Brunson with 10. Halliburton squeezing through and a foul on the Knicks. With 5:17 to go here in the first.
A little stop step back there from Brunson. If you're Shepherd, you've got to have a body on him and continue to force him down into the bigs.
Robinson picked up his first.
And Shepherd's a good defender. He's not as physical getting over those screens as Neesmith is. Brunson can get a little bit more space on him.
Halliburton with the 20 points in Game 3 tonight from Indy. The NBA on TNT is brought to you by the Kia Telluride X-Line. Kia is the official automotive partner of the NBA. And by AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Coach, how about Carlisle? A little bit of a quick hook on Ben Shepherd. Saw the defense, saw Brunson kind of getting off a little bit. Comes back with that bigger body of Aaron Neesmith.
Yeah, and Aaron Neesmith, I mean, we talked about it the other night. I think every NBA coach needs to take clips from this series and show how he gets over picks. There he is again.
Look at that.
Nimhard out, Neesmith in defending the twirling Brunson with a series of moves to get the shot away, but he couldn't finish. Here comes Halliburton. He has the last 7 points for Indy. And the other way, Neesmith takes off.
What a great all-around game here.
It's Bridges. Hart the rebound. Out of bounds.
Tyrese Halliburton has done everything here in this first quarter for the Pacers. Already 4 rebounds, 4 assists. We talk about the double digits in 10 points. This is the type of effort it's going to take if you want to beat the New York Knicks.
Hart picked up the foul at the other end. And that's why we're at the free throw line. Pacers are in the bonus, and Halliburton is there.
Well, and we see the other night, Tom Thibodeau goes with 2 guys who hadn't played before in DeLon Wright and Landry Shamet, and now we see Precious Achiuwa coming in the game for his first appearance in this series for Mitchell Robinson, because Karl Anthony Towns has 2 fouls and can't come back in the game right now.
And as a coach, you think it's easier now to manage the minutes with Robinson as a starter and how his game goes along.
Absolutely, and Tom Thibodeau doesn't want to run Mitchell Robinson into the ground here. And so with Towns with 2 fouls, Robinson needing a rest, he's going to turn to Precious Achiuwa.
And I like Coach Carlisle matching what Thibs is doing here. You bring in Precious Achiuwa, the Knicks get smaller. So now you take off Turner and you bring back Siakam to go along with Toppin. 2 small teams on the floor here.
T.J. McConnell is also checked in for Indiana. Hart will tee up a 3.
Well, Josh Hart has shot the 3 very well in these playoffs, right around 40%. And that's key because everybody gives him shots.
Siakam across the lane. Hart with the rebound. Played the entire 4th quarter the other night, knocked away by Siakam on the deflection.
That number.
3-on-1, Halliburton to Toppin.
5th assist already for Halliburton.
And that's already 7 fast break points.
But what did it come from?
Defense.
A Knicks turnover.
Brunson with 10. Precious Achua. McBride is coming for the first time. Brunson will wheel and fire on the fly. Wow. Got it right there. 12 for Brunson. And fouled on the play.
Here's Indiana creating the defense. Toppin gets the deflection, and Toppin the beneficiary of the Halliburton pass, but Brunson right back at Toppin. And they're going to get a challenge here from Rick Carlisle on this foul. He is thinking that Jalen Brunson hooked Obi Toppin.
Toppin was charged. Review ahead of us. We'll take a break.
Goes on. Unsuccessful challenge by the Pacers. There was contact there by Toppin. The call stands, a potential and one for Brunson. On this series, the Pacers, that was their first challenge they've lost in this series. They're 4 of 5. The Knicks 1 of 3 on challenges. But keeping those challenges in your hip pocket until the closing moments of the fourth has been huge, Coach.
Game 1, Indiana probably would not have been able to win that game if they hadn't had those challenges down the stretch.
Second team All-NBA Jalen Brunson. 3-point play. And Brunson now has put in 13 for the Knicks. A monster first quarter for him. Halliburton with 12.
Halliburton also with 4 rebounds and 5 assists.
Yeah, he's assisted or scored on 8 of the 10 Indiana plays that we have seen lining up here, maneuvering, faking, and putting one up on the fly. A rebound by Achua. Down goes Nesmith. Brunson gathers, fires, and is short on the 3.
I'm wondering if that contest there by Halliburton on the backside kind of confused a little bit Jalen Brunson.
No question. I think he's looking over his shoulder, so to speak.
Halliburton with a 3 from way outside.
Wow.
Whoa. He's got 15 in the first quarter.
And how about this? Perfect from 3 again. 8 of 41 in this building throughout the playoffs, shooting that 3 ball.
Towns is still on the New York bench with 2 fouls. Bridges working on Halliburton.
And Halliburton's been aggressive offensively. The Pacers have been almost impossible to stop.
Toppin the rebound. In the corner, Siakam. That's a 3.
They are wearing New York out in transition. And Halliburton, 15 points and 6 assists in less than 10 minutes.
Hard to the hole. And a foul as he took it in.
Well, Halliburton has shot some deep threes here in this first quarter. 3 of 3, and the Pacers 6 of 7 as a team in this first quarter.
Pascal Siakam picks up his first. And Stan, you came into this game 4 talking about the series overall, saying the first 2 games were more of an offensive type of game. Game 3, the defensive screws were tightened by both.
They were, and now we're right back to an up-and-down offensive game.
Hard at the line, don't miss a playoff moment with the NBA app. Download the app today for the latest scores, highlights, and behind-the-scenes access to all the drama of the NBA.
Now here the coaching mirror one another. Mitchell Robinson gets off the bench, inserts himself in. Now you've got to come with a bigger body for the Pacers. Tony Bradley, who's played probably since game 2 on here, has taken Thomas Bryant's minutes to kind of match Robinson and keep him off the glass.
So Toppin is out, Bradley is in, Bridges is out, Robinson is in, Achua is out, Anunoby back in. And Towns on the bench. He had that 20-point fourth quarter, saving New York. Here's a 3, Nesmith. It is a rebound by McBride, gives him another gear. Anunoby, 3 straight 16-point games in this series. Robinson, Hart, Halliburton the defense. Shot clock at 5. Anunoby makes the fake. He'll put up a 3. Nesmith will grab the ball, and here comes Indiana. Oh, picked up by Brunson. He'll have the steal. He'll feed to Anunoby, who tees up a triple. Rebound inside is grabbed again by Hart. Corner, Brunson, three, no. Rebound fought forward, tapped by Halliburton. McConnell, Siakam, Anunoby in the way. The former teammates going at it. Siakam with two more. And give him 11.
Yeah, but the Pacers lucky on the offensive glass. New York starting to kind of impose their will. They just didn't. Oh, that's going to be a turnover.
Over and back.
Over and back. And again, now the pressure defense by Indiana. Nesmith again creating this turnover because what is he, coach? Body to body on Brunson.
I'll tell you, for all those players out there that don't think they can get over picks and always need a switch or a blitz, Aaron Nesmith has proven that you can get over picks and stay in front of your man.
Halliburton is out. The guy with the ball, Benedict Mathurin, will take a two right off the bench and nail it. That is a 10-2 Indiana Pacer run.
Well, it's been about closing quarters in this series. Right now, in this first quarter, the Pacers closing this quarter very well.
Brunson crowded, shoved, fouled.
I think that's going to be Nesmith. A little bit of a shove there right at that half-court area. Going to send Brunson to the free throw line.
They did have a foul to give.
Yeah, that's a good call.
It's a good call, and Nesmith's going to go to the bench, but Brunson is probably very happy to see anyone other than Nesmith on.
Shepard has come in for Nesmith. Deuce McBride has got it.
Pull up three here.
Over Brandon. Beautiful shot by McBride.
Well, they've played their best basketball in this series.
They do.
With McBride on the floor, a plus 25 in his minutes coming into tonight.
McConnell hits the cutting Mathurin, who's come off the bench with two in a row.
Great energy and great minutes here. Mathurin has been a no-show in these conference finals. And he just needs to slow down. I think he's taking the best possible shot. Good start from Mathurin here.
Knicks are 13 of 23. Indy 15 of 21. Shooting has been lights out with a pass to Hart inside. Robinson knocked away Siakam. Final 7 seconds of the first quarter. It's McConnell. He'll probe and steer and feed and Siakam. And the quarters come to a close. Indiana led by as many as 9. New York by 2. And Indiana closes the first quarter on a 12-5 run. The 2025 NBA playoffs are presented by Google.
By PayPal, and as expected, the two principals leading their way. Halliburton, 30 of 43 points for the Pacers, all by him. But how about Jalen Brunson? Not to be outdone, absolutely getting it done for the Knicks. Allie LaForce had a chance to catch up with head coach, Coach Thibodeau.
Well, Coach, normally 56% from the field would be considered a success, but they're shooting over 70. How do you make it so you're not trading baskets?
Yeah, we got to get some stops. We got to get back in transition.
How specifically do you force them into the half court, and how critical is it to get them into later in the shot clock on their end?
Just got to make sure we have floor balance on the raise of the shot.
Thank you, Coach.
Mathurin's missed 3 for Indiana. Out of bounds, New York's ball. DeJuan Wright is checked in for the first time. Deuce McBride out there with him. Towns with the 2 fouls back on the floor with Hart and Anunoby. That's the Knicks 5. 30 seconds into the second quarter. McConnell is watching McBride, and Towns will battle both Mathurin and Siakam and finding Anunoby. Saved by Hart. And off of Indiana, it's New York's ball. The shot clock at 4.5.
It's a great save by Hart.
It was.
That very close to a turnover by Towns.
Wright with his perimeter defense, a factor in game 3. Quick inbound, McBride triple. Rebound by Mathurin.
You notice Tony Bradley guarding Hart. Siakam will stay on Karl Anthony Towns. They want a little more quickness on him to take away those drives.
Siakam a screen, Mathurin will wheel, and he puts it off the glass.
What a start here by Benedict Mathurin. Of course, you and I have been somewhat critical of his minutes, but tonight he has answered the bell here.
He's minus 31 in this series. They go down low. Towns and Bradley trying to climb over that defense with a whistle and a foul on Indiana.
But you got to look at this. This is an offensive foul on Towns. I'm surprised he got away with this. Look how he's holding Tony Bradley in this post-up. Look at his left arm. Look at this. It's clasped in there. There's nothing Tony Bradley can do. He's just holding him right there.
Bradley picks up number 1.
Very fortunate he didn't pick up his 3rd foul right there.
Towns pickpocketed by McConnell. Numbers, Mathurin through traffic. And picked up by McBride. Quick outlet goes to DeLon Wright. And the Knicks will attack. Each team, the pedal to the metal. Towns, 3, good.
Wow. Can't give him space whatsoever.
Both teams finding some success in transition. But wow, off of made buckets, the Pacers just running it back down the Knicks' throat. And then the Knicks returning the favor right there.
Knocked out of Anunoby's hands. There is a foul on the play. It's on the Indiana Pacers. Comes less than 2 minutes into the second. Siakam will pick up his 2nd personal foul. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app tonight and make every playoff moment more on America's #1 sportsbook.
Let me ask you a question, Coach. Are you surprised the Knicks willing to run with Indiana off of their own base?
A little bit, yes. I think that you always can have more success offensively in transition, but do you want that pace of a game for 48 minutes against Indiana? Who does that favor? You would think the Pacers.
Substitutions. Bradley is gone. Turner back in for Indiana. Also, Siakam is on the bench. And they bring in Toppin. Deuce McBride just checked out. Landry Shamet has come in for the first time for New York. There's a whistle as McConnell is driving. That's an offensive foul, and it's on the Indiana Pacers. And it goes on Turner.
Yep, there's the
That's
hold.
a pretty obvious foul.
And up high on Wright.
And when possessions mean everything in this series, silly fouls like that, you can't afford them. You've got to get looks at the basket.
Well, you got to be really careful when you're a big set in the screen when the guard goes under. If the guard goes over, you can roll quickly. If the guard goes under, you've got to be careful because you will roll into the defender and get the offensive foul.
Shamet and Shepard. Anunoby, step back 19-footer.
Guys, if I would have told you that the Pacers are shooting 65% from the field, 67% from 3, 6 and 9, and they're only up 5, if you're Coach Thibodeau, you would take that.
Absolutely.
Knicks are shooting 58%. Good feed, Shepard on the cut. And it came on top. Down goes Shamet.
Fell on his tailbone, and he's still down.
Turner had the terrific assist on that play for Indiana. Slow to get up is Landry Shamet.
For young players, what a great back cut here by Shepard. Not just waiting in that corner for the ball to come to him.
We step aside, 9:23 in the half.
There can be no jogs. No jog. They're trying to catch us on the run. Sprint, sprint, sprint. Come on, man, come on. Communication. Prioritize the ball. The ball should not be left unguarded. Come on. We're better than that.
During that last timeout, Shamet, who walked very gingerly to the sideline at that break, is back in, has the ball now. Shepard on him. It's Towns with 2 fouls. Works in on Mathurin and scoops it in with a reverse. Pretty play. 3 of 3 for Karl Anthony Towns.
Well, it doesn't matter if it's Miles Turner, the taller player, or Siakam, and there was Mathurin. Towns is just being able to have his way, and he's recognizing, okay, I got a smaller guy on him. I'm going to use my size. I'm going to use my handles, and just here, Turner a little bit late. Here's the little reverse. Towns has just been a load here over these last 2 ball games.
Well, and he always is for other teams. It's just a matter of his aggressiveness and how he plays. I don't think it's really that teams can match up with him or somebody can lock in and stop him.
Hart grabs the miss by Turner as Shamet picked up that foul moments ago. Hard to the rack, knocked away. Turner with the defense on the driving Towns. With 8.5 to play in the half. A conversation and a foul. That will go on Turner, number 2 on the center for Indiana.
A good no call there on the goaltend. Knicks wanted a goaltend, but I thought Turner took that to the board.
So our free throw shooting tonight has been pristine. 6 of 6 the Knicks, 7 of 7 Indiana, and the Knicks down the stretch in game 4. Huge free throws, 10 of 10 in game 3.
In those last 4 minutes.
Karl-Anthony Towns. Let's take a look at the upcoming playoff schedule. And tomorrow on ESPN, we take you to Oklahoma City for Game 5, Western Conference Finals. Timberwolves and Thunder. OKC leading 3 games to 1. Then Thursday on TNT, we'll be back at the Garden, Eastern Conference Finals and Game 5. Pacers, Knicks, 8 o'clock Eastern. And for more on these games, go to NBA.com or visit the NBA app.
Chess match continues. You bring in Siakam for Turner because I believe you've got to keep a smaller player like Siakam on Towns being able to move his feet. And what's been interesting with Cat, it doesn't matter. He can go left or he can go right. He's good going either way, Coach.
I agree. I would take away his left hand, though. I think he's more comfortable going left on that drive. I would sit on his left hand and make him take the ball to his right hand. I know that's counterintuitive as DeLon Wright comes up with the big steal.
That's double dribble.
It is. The call. Turnover for the Knicks after Wright did have a terrific takeaway at the other end.
Great defensive play, but then he gives it right back here. Yep, double dribble.
McConnell, double digits every game, 10, 10, and then 12 in game 3. Mathurin on the perimeter. Hart will defend the collision to right, foul New York with 8:10 to go in the second quarter. Reggie, let's back up just a second. You have such a great feel for these games, players' point of view. You thought going clearly into tonight the pressure this game 4 on the Pacers.
Yeah, I thought in game 3, especially when they went up 20, that was almost like a free game for them because they knew they had the advantage coming home. When you lose that game, now New York, all the juices flowing their way. If you end up losing here and the series is tied 2, going back to New York with home court back with the Knicks, that's a whole different ball game.
Absolutely, that puts us back on serve, as they would say from Roland Garros. If you can break here again. And Kevin, I'm a little concerned. You said that Reggie provided the player's point of view. Are you overlooking
your
my astounding career at Alhambra High School and Rockport State?
You are.
Yes, okay, you are overlooking.
Yes, I want to be clear.
Okay, that you are, yes.
How about Mathurin now? 3 of 5 from the field. 8 points.
Well, this is the Mathurin that got off to a great start the first 3 games of the Cleveland series.
Mathurin has not missed a free throw in this series. He is now 9 of 9. Anunoby on top. Mathurin is there. Shepard watches Shamet. Towns will back his way into Turner, getting help on the double from Mathurin. Locates Anunoby. In the corner, 3, got it. What a shot to Juan Wright. With his 10th team in 10 years.
What a find by OG.
Good pass, you're right.
It was a tough catch, first of all, and then a great pass.
It's McConnell. Lasers one in to Siakam. He throws it away to Anunoby.
Now the offense becoming a little flustered here for Indiana. Time to get Halliburton back in the ballgame.
Anunoby hard charging to the rack. Timeout. And we are tied at 51. It's the 6th tie of this game. Anunoby taking it in. And it's a 9-2 run by the Knicks in Game 4.
Brings out the best, John Mellencamp. All the way from New York, Timothy Chalamet, Ben Stiller, Triple H. How about Indiana's favorite, Spike Lee, making his first appearance, I might add, here in these conference finals.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in Spike not being here the first
He
three
said Denzel was going to kill him if he didn't go to Cannes and promote their new film, Highest to Lowest. So when Denzel calls, he's got to go.
I don't know. You can't put your own career ahead of the Knicks.
Halliburton is in. Here's a shot by Nembhard. He's back in the contest. Siakam is out. Shepard is out. McConnell is out. Mathurin is out. A lot of changes for Indiana. Hart right here. Brunson on the bench. Inside looking for Towns. Broken up by Nesmith.
Already 7 turnovers for New York, and that's been a problem in this series. They've lost the turnover battle in every game.
Nice defense there by New York on the drive by Nembhard. And here comes DeLon Wright. The Knicks, with Brunson out, have gone 5 of their last 6. Towns trying to work on the defense of Turner. On top, Hart with a 3.
That's a horrible possession by New York. Got absolutely no movement or no ball movement.
Toppin 3. Hart the rebound. He's got 4.
Now the Pacers offense has become a little stagnant as well. One pass shot. The ball movement was working in that first quarter.
Well, the speed of this game has slowed down dramatically, and that's in the Knicks' favor.
Right to Towns. Towns the drive. And push from behind. Toppin. There's a whistle and a foul at 5:42 of the second in a tie game at 51. And Toppin picks up number 2.
I mean, this is just like a bowling ball rolling downhill. Down goes Turner. And who's going to get in front? Toppin rotates over.
Well, there probably should have been something on that first contact. It's almost like the referee didn't want to give either guy their 3rd foul, either Turner or Towns, so he let the first part go.
Towns at the line.
And what a second quarter here. Very much like it was in that 4th quarter of Game 3.
Towns has had great success against the Pacers in the regular season and did again in Game 3 in that 4th quarter of play. The NBA tonight on TNT from downtown Indianapolis, brought to you by Google, proud sponsor of the NBA.
But I would say again, Reggie, Towns going to that left hand. I understand he can go either way, but I think you've got to look at what a guy wants to do. I think he's much more comfortable.
Oh, look at this. The steal
hand.
and inside. Wright could not finish.
The second time Wright's had a steal and given it right back.
Halliburton 3.
And miscommunication by the Knicks in transition.
A basket by Halliburton from distance. Stops a 14-4 run by the Knicks. Towns again. They'll face the double. Nesmith will lead it. Cross court. Anunoby. Triple. Rebound. Halliburton.
Well, they're going to try to play small on Towns and then double team him in the post.
Pushing 5 to play. Screen and a shot from 3 from Halliburton. Rebound Hart again, digs it out. Takes it the other way from New York. Towns with a foul on Nembhard on top.
But you see again, Nembhard's got him squared up. Where does he want to go? He wants to go left. I'd get over on that left hand and send him back the other way.
New York in the bonus. Stan, once again, second consecutive game that we've seen the Knicks go to their bench and use it deeper than they have.
No question, and Achua came into the game first time in the series. Last time it was DeLon Wright, who had played 26 seconds coming into Game 3, but Shamet made his first appearance.
Yeah, but also this has been a nice, long, extended rest for number 11 in blue and Jalen Brunson. Again, I know we talk about the plus minus with him on and off the court, but this team When you need buckets, Brunson has been the guy all season long and in these playoffs to get it done.
Well, it doesn't even make any sense sometimes. Brunson the best player, but he was the only Knick in game 3 to have a negative plus-minus.
Right. Now, a lot of those minutes, in fairness, he's off the court, so
Right.
are Halliburton,
Exactly.
who's a great player for Indiana, so you can't put too much into it.
Halliburton works his way in and scoops it home.
Look, I know this is a really close game, but when Halliburton is this aggressive, things usually go Indiana's way, and he's already got 20, and we're only 20 minutes into the game.
Halliburton is at 4 threes already here in the first half. Brunson a good first quarter, 13 points. On top, Towns. Turner there, Bridges down, Towns driving, backed away, picks it up, and got it to go.
I'm going to be a broken record. He's going left every time.
14 for Towns, 10 Anunoby, 13 Brunson, driving in hard here. Halliburton, the defense there for the Knicks. Hart will lead it, Bridges will gallop, and New York will set up with a good cut by Brunson on a terrific feed, but he cannot finish. Nembhard the rebound, Halliburton the other way. Hart will defend. Into Turner. Anunoby will pick it up as he got tangled up with Turner, and he's got his second personal foul.
Towns going left. Takes it right in, gets stripped, but able to get it back and put it in the basket.
So Reggie tonight, Indiana shooting 55% from the floor. It was the first game they had shot under 50% from the field in game 3. Second time in the playoffs, and Turner with a nice twist and scooping it home.
Well, look, trying to pick up Towns' third foul. And you've got to put some pressure on him at the other end. You know he's foul prone. Got to continue to go at him.
Picked up by Nembhard.
Got numbers.
Halliburton underneath Siakam.
As it has all series, the turnovers just kill the Knicks. Indiana, great converting. Now 17 fast break points and 11 of them off of turnovers.
They're just trying to operate in a congested lane. Another turnover. Halliburton will wind up and take one from way outside. Knicks rebound. Under 3 to go in the first half. Brunson hard charging right into the defense of Nembhard. And Hart will push it back up and in.
Rick Carlisle on the sideline, even after that score, yelling pace.
Which is what he told us. He said the possession numbers are going down, pace needs to increase, and we need to be precise. 3, Halliburton. Rebound Anunoby. Brunson. Anunoby hard charging right to the hole. And a foul called, counted. Nembhard was in the way and picks it up, and he ties the game at 60.
Nembhard got caught in the restricted circle on that drive there by OG, his second. Little drop off. Let's take a look at our AT&T connected cam. OG, what a first half for him. 5 of 8, 12 points. Towns with 14. Brunson got the Knicks off to that hot start in the first quarter with 13. They're shooting 55% from the field and 47 from down. Now here's a rest for Towns.
Well, Robinson takes his place. Bradley comes in for Turner. That's an Indiana change. And Anunoby completes the 3-point play.
After the start of the game, obviously, they're not going to start Tony Bradley, but after that, you can see Rick Carlisle matching Bradley's minutes to Mitchell Robinson's minutes.
Halliburton, wide open, Nembhard with a triple.
That's their first 3 in a while here for the Pacers. But again, this is all on Halliburton's penetration.
Started 6 of 8, Reggie. They're 2 from their last 7.
Halliburton's got 8 assists, and Brunson just trudging his way down the lane. Got it to go. Fouled as he was trying to hammer it down deep, and he's got 15 points. And a foul is called on the play. Nesmith, number 2.
Man.
A lot of guys out there with 2 right now.
Yes.
4 of them, 5 of them for the Pacers. 3 currently on the floor.
Brunson at the line, 43 points in game 1, 36 points in game 2, and in the win, 23 points a couple nights ago here in game 3.
Well, we're back to what we saw in last year's series with these 2 teams. In the first 2 games of this series, neither team can stop the other one.
Halliburton got the screen, and Bridges quickly closes. Long shot, 2-pointer. Brunson the leaping rebound. Quickly down court, Bridges is there. And a fadeaway over Nesmith. And a rebound by Siakam.
I didn't like that shot.
I liked if he when it went right up when he caught the basketball.
Absolutely. He dribbled the thing out, and then you didn't have numbers. You had no chance at an offensive board.
Nesmith, the collision while airborne, hits the deck and fouled as he was flying. He came into the game wondering about the condition of that ankle, which he twisted in game 3. So far, so good.
There's a chance here to get in double figures. Continuing to drive the basketball, but coach, to your point, I've been so impressed defensively, continuing to kind of blow up those high screen and rolls.
Robinson picked up his 2nd foul for the Knicks. Nesmith at the line, high school in South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina. Earn badges to win prizes with the NBA ID Playoffs Challenge. Members in the U.S. and Canada who complete the challenge get the chance at a trip to the NBA Draft. Play now in the NBA app or on NBA.com/ID.
3 Knicks players in double figures, now 3 Pacer players in double figures. This has just been a shootout. I think who commits to defense first and stretches.
It's a 3. Anunoby can't hit. Rebound Nesmith. Halliburton under a minute to go in the first half, which has seen Indiana lead by 10. The Knicks have led by as many as 2 with 10 ties and 13 lead changes. Nesmith, collision inside on Brunson and got the 2.
I like the no call. There was a lot of contact, but I thought Brunson kind of baited a little bit on that as well.
Brunson with 16, the 3 over Bradley.
What a screen by Robinson.
Here comes Halliburton on the move and on the wing. Nesmith, low to 3. Tip it, out, Siakam. Halliburton got it, back inside, Bradley got it.
I'll tell you what, Halliburton, a near triple-double here in the first half. 20 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists.
Pacers on a 6-0 run, no fouls to give. Final 4 seconds of the half of game 4. Brunson knocked away, buzzer sounded, out of bounds. And halftime is here. And Indiana closes the second quarter on a 6-0 run. Our group is getting ready high atop the arena. Shaquille getting ready, getting those biceps. With underdog cradling right in the air. He's as strong now as he was when he played. American Express halftime coming up. It's Indiana by 5 at the half. Conference Finals on TNT presented by AT&T. Presented by AT&T. In this series, the team trailing at halftime has won each game. Right now, the Knicks are down by 5. Kevin Harlan, Coach Stan Van Gundy, the Hall of Famer Reggie Miller will check in with Allie in just a second. What a pace in that first half.
Yeah, our friend from NBA.com, John Schumann, gave us a note at halftime. This is the 4th fastest paced half of the entire playoffs.
It was a pretty impressive first half, really, for both teams.
Well, if you're the Knicks, you're probably saying, we're down at halftime. We're exactly where we want to be in this series.
We're the favorite.
Right. It's been the third and fourth. Whoever's been trailing has got off to hot starts in the third and continued them in the fourth. And it's not like it's just Indiana out in transition. The Knicks doing a great job as well, answering the bell in the fast break.
Nembhard, Turner, Siakam, Halliburton, who has 10 assists and no turnovers, on the floor. It's a shot by Siakam to get the second half underway here in downtown Indy. Nesmith is the fifth pacer to begin the second half. And here comes Brunson, Towns, Robinson, Bridges, and Anunoby, the Knick five. And they have their first possession of the third quarter. It was deflected and stolen. And it's a 2-on-1 with the trailer in Siakam.
That's been the story of the game so far. That's New York's 10th turnover. And 19 fast break points now for Indiana. 13 points off the turnovers.
Fast break numbers 19-2. Pacers knocked
Another
away.
turnover.
Another turnover by the Knicks. Halliburton in full stride. Nembhard. And diving for it, Bridges out of bounds with Siakam. It's Indiana's ball.
This is the last thing, if you're Coach Thibodeau and the New York Knicks, how you wanted to start the third quarter. Back-to-back turnovers. And again, you mentioned this at half, Coach, the pace. You don't want the Pacers to increase that pace because of those turnovers.
In the series, fast break points, 62-16 Indiana. Siakam triple. Robinson with the rebound. 10 ties, 13 lead changes in the first half, and it's Brunson. And Nesmith is there. Towns with 14. They'll stay there, defended well. Turner's got it.
You got numbers.
Nembhard free. Towns the rebound. Bridges the other way.
To me, back-to-back settling for three. Siakam the possession before, and in transition there, Nembhard drive the basketball.
Bridges over Halliburton. And they vacuum it in. Siakam. And 2 minutes gone here in the third. Indiana leads the series 2-1. Halliburton three.
That's 3 straight threes. Where you've been successful is driving the basketball. I mean, those are 3 bad possessions there for the Pacers.
Knicks are shooting 49%. Brunson hard charging to the rack. Nembhard the rebound. Siakam kicking three. Turner.
Now that's the three you live with. Why, Coach?
Because the ball hit the paint and came out. Collapsed the defense.
13-0 Indiana run to start this third quarter. That's going all the way back to the first half.
16 points tonight, which is impressive considering what he has to deal with Aaron Nesmith. Constant pressure, fighting over every screen. Nothing easy. Right with him, using his body, just keeps working. Nesmith's effort relentless.
So the Knicks have had 6 possessions. The second half 0 of 4, couple turnovers and scoreless the last 4.5 minutes of game time. Going back to the second quarter. Bridges and a Robinson screen and a hard charge to the rack and a 2 right there for Bridges. He's got 8. Nesmith. He was taken off and fouled.
And Coach, a layup by Bridges at the other end. Get the ball in quick to Halliburton, and it's up the court now. Nesmith at the free throw line.
Robinson picked up number 3. Nesmith at the stripe for the Pacers.
I think, Reggie, the teams run based on who their point guard is, not based on who the coach in the system is.
Indiana has not missed a free throw all night. They are 11 of 11. Let's take a look at our FanDuel Live point spread for tonight's game. We began at -2.5 and now at -8.5.
I mean, I always thought Jason Kidd's teams, it didn't matter where you put Jason Kidd, you're going to run because he'll not only push the ball, but more importantly, he'll throw it ahead. Tyrese Halliburton, the same type of player.
14.9 for Neesmith, and again he twisted that ankle in game 3. Weren't sure what they could get from him tonight, but he has performed well and is right on track and Bridges with a lot of traffic. Towns faking the 3 and a hard charge to the rack.
And Turner didn't even see him coming because he was busy trying to face guard Mitchell Robinson.
10-point game, Siakam. Halliburton. They bring Robinson out of bounds, stepping is Turner. A turnover for the Indiana Pacers.
Well, great close out there by Mitchell Robinson. Look, he's face guarding Robinson. Turner, the best shot blocker on this team and almost in team's history here, didn't even see Cat coming down the lane.
Give Mitchell Robinson credit for that. His effort on the glass has made them pay attention to him, and they've done a good job since the first quarter of game 3, keeping him off the offensive boards. But that's what you have to do it.
Anunoby 3. Rebound Robinson.
What did you just say?
There you go. There you go. Reverse jinx. And here it is. Watch, he's already blocking out, like Reggie said. And Towns takes advantage going to the rim. But now, can Mitchell Robinson make a free throw? He's 20 for 52 in these playoffs, 39%.
Miles Turner picks up number 3. Robinson at the line.
Looks like they're getting ready to bring in Bradley, probably for Turner. Another big body to put on Robinson.
Robinson didn't go to the line in game 3. 2 of 4 in game 2 and 0 of 2 in game 1. And Robinson in the last 5 games from the line.
I call that great improvement there by Mitchell Robinson to go 10 of 15 after how he started the playoffs. Look at this.
Well,
Back to back.
He's had a lot of repetition, Reggie, because the Celtics just kept putting him on the line in the hack-a-mitch.
Halliburton looking down low, and the Knicks are saying it's their ball, but the officials say the other way, and Indiana will still control.
I was going to say, if the Knicks say one thing and the refs say the other, Kevin, which way do you think it's going?
They believe in their calls. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I would say, like, the Knicks, what the Knicks' opinion is really doesn't matter.
So Bradley is in. Brunson fell, and Neesmith skies. 16 for Aaron Neesmith.
What a game for Neesmith. All the questions about his ankle coming in here to game 4, and he has responded.
It's Anunoby with a bump into Nimhard, and Robinson the offensive rebound for the Knicks. Shot clock at 9. Towns will work here, and a bump into Siakam. Carving, shooting, missing, rebound Robinson.
Well, now Robinson is going to work on the glass again.
He's got 4 offensive rebounds for New York in an 8-point game. And a Siakam drive, then he hits the brakes.
Well, now if you're Siakam and you're guarding Towns, make Towns guard you on the perimeter. He's not good moving his feet side to side.
Towns and Siakam. Shot clock at 4. Carl Anthony Towns knocked away Halliburton. Other offensive rebound picked up by Robinson. 3. Towns wide, missing. Indiana's ball.
That shot was crazy. I mean, Carl Anthony Towns a great shooter, but he never even got a look at the rim.
Quickly the other way, the twirling Siakam. Rebound fought for. Robinson got a hand on it. Saved by Siakam on his backside. Halliburton 3. Rebound Towns. Snatches that ball back out to Brunson. Racing the other way for New York.
Halliburton gone kind of cold from that three-point line after that hot start.
Brunson behind the back to Towns in the switch with Neesmith now defending.
Are they going to count
I
that?
think they are. I think it's got to count. He gathered early. I mean, he took one dribble and gathered. Yeah. There's the gather.
And Neesmith picks up his
I don't know
third.
about it. But he got it.
Well, if that's the case, from here on out, man, whenever you hear the whistle, you got to just grab someone and wrap them up.
I agree.
Karl Anthony Towns growing up in New Jersey. Playing for the Knicks. Neesmith is out. Shepard is in for Indiana. Towns hitting from the line. He's 6 of 7 and 19 points. Siakam over Towns. It's a rebound by Bradley. Halliburton weaves, drives, scoops, rebound. Robinson foul.
Bradley, good minutes here, keeping balls alive. Second shot opportunities here for the Pacers.
Robinson, number 4.
I like the conversation here between Neesmith and Ben Shepard. Neesmith giving Shepard a little bit of clues out here on how to guard Brunson.
Halliburton at the stripe here in Indianapolis tonight. 2 lucky fans got the ultimate game upgrade. You can check out their upgrade experience on House of Highlights social platforms, all presented by AT&T. So at the free throw line, a perfect night for the Pacers, 14 of 14, and the Knicks almost as good, 16 of 17. Road team in this series has won the second half of every game. Pacers did it twice in New York. New York did it in Game 3 here a couple nights ago, and Brunson will have it. Accelerates and it goes right into Shepard.
The difference with Shepard and Neesmith is Brunson can get space from Shepard. And the space allows, watch this, creates the space, allows the screen to go, and now he goes. He has not been able to get that kind of space with Neesmith. Neesmith can stay attached.
But Coach, I understand them wanting to keep a body on Brunson, but when the screen is set that high, why are they going over the top? I would go under and meet him, and then when they re-screen, that's when you put your body on him and force him down low. I just think them going and blowing up that screen that's almost at half court, it's a runway for Brunson to get downhill and all the way to the cup, especially going left.
But I do think, though, my guess would be it's all part of the long-term plan, Reggie, with the Pacers, which is to wear on Jalen Brunson over the course of this series more than it is to just stop one play.
Halliburton with a look-away feed for 2 inside to the newly instated Miles Turner.
And they're going to go with Nimhard on him now, seeing if he can do a better job staying attached.
Josh Hart is in for the Knicks. And the spinning Brunson. Out of bounds. Indiana's ball. Turnover New York.
I think Brunson might have gotten fouled on this one.
Why are they waiting so long?
Yeah, can't see it there. The Knicks are going to challenge the out-of-bounds call, not because they think the out-of-bounds call was wrong, but because they think Brunson was fouled.
Looking at it right here.
And he was.
5:18 to go in the third.
Challenge here from New York, proximate to the play, a foul right there on Halliburton on Brunson's arm. Brunson will be shooting 2 free throws coming out for the Knicks. Great challenge by New York. They were only 1 for 3 on challenges before this. They win their second one, and it's a big one, and they retain 1 more challenge for the game.
Free throws coming up. Taking a look at the upcoming playoff schedule. Tomorrow, ESPN. Western Conference Finals, Minnesota and Oklahoma City. Game 5 with an 8:30 tip from Oklahoma, with the Thunder leading 3 games to 1. Then Thursday on TNT, we shift back to the Garden in New York It's Eastern Conference Finals Game 5 with Indiana and New York, 8 o'clock Eastern. With more on these games, go to NBA.com or the NBA app. And Brunson will be at the line 4-4 tonight, 18 points, a 13-point first quarter.
Also, Coach, too, these long reviews, extra timeouts for the New York Knicks and extra rest for Cat. Cat was looking a little tired here in this third quarter, but now you get a extra rest here because of that review.
Anunoby is out. Miles McBride is checked back in the game. First time in the second half for Deuce. It's Halliburton. Toppin. Shepard for three. Rebound Bridges. Jalen Brunson. Into the paint. Got position and lets it drop.
He's had great success tonight against everybody not named Neesmith. He's had some success against Neesmith too, but he has to work a lot harder against Neesmith than he does against these other guys.
Halliburton was moving for a free shot. Speaking of Neesmith, with him out, Indiana is minus 13. With him, they are plus 20. Brunson inside on the fly. Whistle on the floor. With 4.5 to go here in the third.
Reggie Miller looking like a prophet tonight before the game, saying that he felt in his gut that they would have a battle between these two star point guards, and we're certainly seeing it tonight.
Both of them 7 of 15 from the field. Halliburton with 23. Brunson has a chance here to match him with these two free throws.
Demar picked up his third foul. Brunson at the free throw line. Free throw shooting again. We mentioned this back in the first half, but down the stretch in the second half of the last game, New York was terrific from the line.
They certainly were, and they are tonight. And this has been a little bit of a problem for Indiana in the playoffs. They've given up the most opponents' free throw attempts of anybody in the playoffs. Wasn't a major problem for them during the year. They only gave up 22 free throw attempts a game, 28.5 here in these playoffs.
Nembhard out, Neesmith in, Toppin, Halliburton, Turner, McConnell is in for the first time in the second half. Turner into town, shot clock at 4.
What a move there by Miles Turner, up and under.
12 points for him.
Giving Cat everything on that play.
Brunson fighting, digging, driving, fouled.
Shot clock running down. Miles Turner had to go into his bag here. There's the up and under. May have gotten away with a travel. And right now, Brunson heading to the free throw line. Yep, that's a foul right there on Halliburton across the left arm. That's his third.
It's 3 on him, and these are Brunson's 38th and 39th free throw attempts of this series, and we've still got 16 minutes to go in game 4.
And he now has, with that free throw going down, a game high, 24 points for New York. But this is what he does so well.
I just
tempo and pace, Coach.
It is, and you've got to get your hands back. I think for a team, like you said, Reggie, who wants pace, not fouling is a big thing. They've got to be more disciplined and just make field goals.
T.J. McConnell. Halliburton with 23. Bridges defending. Can't shake him, so he takes the shot. It was great defense by Bridges. Towns the rebound. Brunson with the ball. He has scored the last 9 for the Knicks. McBride, Bridges, and Halliburton will defend. Mikal Bridges chiseling his way into the paint. Hard up foul. He sure did. Turnover.
Well, the fact that the Pacers cannot create any separation here. Yes, they got it up to 12 here the start of this third, but the Knicks continuing to knock on the door. This bodes well for them.
Lot of screens, open lane. And Halliburton catches in.
Wow, that was way too easy to get to the rim.
What aggression. Timeout Indiana with terrific defense.
Yeah, this is a great read by Halliburton here. He sees Brunson going, he just follows him, takes it away. That's 9 steals for Indiana. And their timeout, +7. Offense, here's a great Pacer defensive play. Halliburton coming from behind on the double team, takes the ball away, and gets the timeout call.
Now, can they capitalize on that turnover?
That's already 13 turnovers from New York. New York coming into tonight had averaged 4 more turnovers than Indiana.
McConnell. 2.
That's a long two. A total dare shot.
I mean, he does know he plays at the professional level, right?
Yeah, I don't like the dare shots. These are NBA players. Yes, the percentages might be low, but that's because most of the time you're guarding guys.
It's McBride, and McConnell comes up on him, and the shot clock is down to 4. Towns blowing by Turner, takes it in, held up, no foul.
I think they're going to take a look to see if the 24-second shot clock expired. It was so loud in here, they're going to take a look at this. There's that dare shot there by McConnell.
That's ridiculous, just to stand. That's a warm-up shot. I saw him out here doing his shooting with Jenny Busek, and those were the shots he was shooting.
McConnell, an undrafted player out of Arizona who began his career at Duquesne.
Let's see if Towns got this off. Here's the dribble penetration. Look at the clock at the top. Oh, that is so close. Did the foul happen first, though?
Yes, I think the foul's going to stand. He didn't get the shot off, but he got fouled. It looked like with about 8/10 on the clock. We're going to see. Right there is the foul.
Look at that left hand on the shoulder of Cat.
Yes.
Yeah, I think this is going to stand. 2 free throws for Cat.
Yep, 2 free throws.
After review, the foul occurs prior to the expiration of the 24-second clock. Towns will shoot 2 free throws.
You know why I know the referees are doing a good job on these calls?
Yes.
Because they agree with us. That's how I judge it. It's not, are we getting it right over here? It's, are they agreeing with us?
Theme of this series, theme of the playoffs for both the Pacers and the Knicks have been comebacks. Road team has won each game. Right now you see it with the Pacers on top by 9. They've led by 12. Towns at the line for 2.
Coach Brunson already in this game, 10 free throw attempts. Karl-Anthony Towns at the line now for number 8 and 9. So your 2 main guys continuing to be aggressive and get to that line.
Yeah, and again, I don't like this for Indiana. I know they're up 9 right now and they're playing extremely well, but this brings the pace down to what New York wants.
Yes, and again, gives them rest. Everyone likes to harp on the depth of the Pacers being able to run up and down. So if you're continuing to foul guys and send them to the free throw line, what rest? You don't want that rest for the Knicks.
Karl-Anthony Towns, 1 of 2 from the line. McConnell, Toppin, Turner, Halliburton. Turner, Neesmith free for 3. With a rebound by Hart.
Great block out there by Hart on the taller Obi Toppin.
Surprised Hart didn't push it harder than
Towns into Turner.
Man, that is it. That's a pro move right there from your center.
Absolutely. But
Wow.
look, we've seen it throughout this series. Miles Turner cannot
Nice
guard
denial
Karl-Anthony
inside.
Towns.
Brunson with a great defensive play.
Watch the 3 here.
Always trying to go left.
Finding McBride. Intercepted by Toppin.
Knicks turnovers. Major problem, 14 of them now.
And they trail in the series in that category. Turner triple. Whistle inside on the rebound.
It's going to be a foul on Mikal Bridges, pushing Toppin out.
2 on Bridges.
And that's what we've talked about that in the series with Robinson and with Turner. It's this effort to go to the glass by Toppin. So nothing is going to show up on the stat sheet for Obi Toppin on this. He's not going to get an offensive rebound, but he draws a foul and he gets him an extra opportunity. It's that relentless effort on the glass.
Mathurin is in, got the feed, takes it to the rack. Foul, count it, to the line. He just stepped off the bench and got in.
How about a bounce back game? There's a foul on the backside there by Brunson.
Number 1.
And Mathurin, think about this, in only 6 minutes, 10 points off the bench here for the Pacers.
And Stan, the numbers on Mathurin were so disappointing the first 3 games. Boy, tonight he has been a factor for Indiana.
He sure has. He's come right in, like Reggie said, and made his presence felt, and now he'll be the guy picking up Brunson full court.
Yeah, but if you're Brunson, you can pick up a foul here on Mathurin.
I'll tell you what, Reggie, tonight you are a prophet. I'm going to go buy a lottery ticket, pick my numbers for me.
He can just bait him. Fresh off the bench. And he is so good at reacting from that contact. But here, the Pacers have put themselves in this position by fouling way too much here in this third quarter. It's been a free throw march for the Knicks here.
Brunson, the only player with double-digit attempts tonight, 9 of 10 from the line. Leading the Knicks with 25 and now 26. In this quarter, Brunson is 8 of 9 at the line as Robinson checks in for Karl Anthony Towns. And Tony Bradley will come in for Indiana. For Halliburton. I'll take that back.
Crowd chanting flopper at Brunson.
And I don't think so. All his fouls have been earned.
I agree, and it doesn't matter.
Bradley in for Turner. 9 of 10 from the line in the third. Jalen Brunson. Halliburton in the game and with the ball with 25 points.
You notice New York changed the matchup. Instead of Bridges on Halliburton, they went with McBride on Halliburton and now switching everything.
Shot clock at 3. Halliburton for 3.
Well, that was deep, but Brunson backed up, anticipating the switch, and Halliburton took advantage. You've got to stay up into the ball.
Tyrese Halliburton tonight is at 5 3-point shots.
Watch the mechanics here.
Brunson, rugged player, takes it in the hard way. Gets 2 right there. 29 for the game. Had 13 in the first quarter. Has had a great third. And it's Halliburton on the wing, and Bridges will tail him. Halliburton, triple. So Brunson was down there with Mathurin, and they got tangled up, and they both hit the floor, and now they're having a word and maybe a bit of a conversation.
Brunson and Mathurin having words down low.
Brunson picked up his second personal foul.
Good call. Brunson just wrapped him up, pulled him down. Good call.
Really impressed by the focus of Benedict Mathurin. Had not played well in the first 3 ball games. Comes in immediately. Look, only 7 minutes and has put an imprint in this ball game for the Pacers.
On the bench tonight, 22-13 advantage for Indiana.
Now Brunson still having words with Mathurin.
Hard to beat the Pacers in a high-scoring game like this.
Now remember, it was Mathurin and DeAndre Hunter who got into it in that Cleveland series where Mathurin got ejected. So number one, he's going to have to keep his emotions here.
Benedict Mathurin, who grew up in Montreal, played hockey as a kid, shifted to basketball, and here he is after a short time at Arizona, where he was the Pac-12 Player of the Year. Final 15 seconds of the third. Shepard is on Brunson. Quick blitz. It's McBride. Great fake. Here's the three. Rebound fought for. Grabbed by Towns with a whistle.
Oh, that's going to be a foul on Hart. They're going to be shooting at the other end with 1.1 seconds with a chance to go up 12.
Hart picks up number 2.
Well, he clearly put 2 hands in his lower back and pushed him.
Bradley will be at the line.
I don't know about that, Coach.
Not a lot of contact.
Not a lot of contact. I mean,
it was enough to take Bradley under, though, to where he didn't have a chance to rebound the ball.
you got a 7-footer being a little bit of contact in the back from a 6'4" guy. You got to let that go.
As a guy who coached a lot of big guys, Reggie,
yes,
that line of thinking drove me crazy. Guys used to be able to do whatever they wanted to Shaq, Dwight Howard, Andre Drummond. No, that's a foul.
Tap it in for Nimhard. 1 second to go. New York to inbound.
Smart here if you're Indiana. You don't want to pick up a silly foul here yourself.
And New York, too, don't have a silly turnover that gives them another shot.
Hart, McBride, and the third quarter's in the books. Indiana has closed every quarter with a run. 9-4 in the third, 6-0 in the second. Indiana closed the first 12-5. Their lead is 11. After 3 to the fourth we go. The 2025 NBA playoffs are presented by Google.
Say I ain't the guy they must be smoking.
Presented by AT&T. And Tyrese Halliburton responsible for 60 of the 102 points for the Pacers. 2 rebounds away from a triple-double, his second in the playoffs. Allie LaForce had a chance to speak with Pacers head coach Rick Carlisle about what it will take in the fourth.
Well, Coach, for the second game in the row, the Knicks have done a good job of slowing the game down in the second half. How do you make sure the fourth quarter is at your pace?
Well, we just got to keep as much intensity, force, keep our crowd into it, tempo as possible. Hard game, very intense. Both teams going hard. It's great competition.
Thank you, Coach.
And here we go, starting the fourth quarter. Landry Shamet is in, McBride and Towns and Harden cutting Anunoby. Setting up a 16-footer. And a good way for the Knicks to start the fourth.
Now remember, it was this unit in game 3 that got the Knicks back in it with Brunson on the bench.
Inside McConnell. And it can get treacherous in there with the way they've been playing tonight, but he hits on the twister. And it's McBride controlling.
This game was totally different in game 3. It was 80-70 at the end of the third. Here, already 102 points after 3 for Indiana. New York's going to have to find some defense if they're going to have a chance to win this one.
Anunoby with 15. Inside, Towns tried to catch it, bobbled it. With a lot of Indiana Pacers thrashing at him inside. It's Indiana's ball. Brunson is on the bench after that 13-point third quarter. It's Turner and Siakam with Anunoby defending. It's tipped inside by Mathurin. With a whistle and foul, as Shepard was going for the ball.
I'll tell you, Mathurin is having a huge impact on this game right now.
First to the ball, keeps it alive, and then Shepard cleans it up, and there's the contact by Hart.
McConnell, good feed, Mathurin.
Miscommunication there by the Knicks, leading to another layup. Indiana's scoring easily anyway. You cannot afford to give those up.
Pacers have their biggest lead tonight. Shamet, 3, bullseye.
You can do that. He made a big one in game 3 and drew that big offensive foul on Obi Toppin as they started to make that run.
It's Siakam sidestepping and scooping it home. He's got 21 for Indiana. It's McBride.
The Knicks just can't get a stop right here.
Shamet and Shepard. With the dive, Shepard the rebound. McConnell on the move. Mathurin, corner, Siakam, 3.
Making his presence felt. 15 points, 2 assists. Doing it all, cutting for a layup. And then this, putting pressure on the rim, drawing help, getting the ball to Siakam. Indiana wearing New York out in transition. 22-2 on fast break points.
And in the series, Reggie, 65-16 fast break points, Pacers.
Something that's always been a barometer for the Pacers.
Turner the foul on Towns.
When the Pacers score 120-plus points, they've been 31-2 over the season and these playoffs. Right now, they're sitting at 111 with 9:42 to go.
Brunson is still on the bench. Towns will take it inside. Turner was right there defensively. Hart will collect it. Shot clock at 3. Anunoby, long shot.
That's big.
He's made a couple of those in this series.
That is huge 3 right there.
18 for OG Anunoby.
That's how you stop the bleeding. See if this can get the Knicks going here.
McConnell. Shot clock again is deep, and he traveled.
And it was right around this time when the Knicks started to make that run in the fourth. Here's the block shot by Turner. But OG, shot clock running down, runs back to the 3. I mean, degree of difficulty, 10 out of 10.
That's great job by Siakam defensively.
Anunoby's first 3-point hit tonight. Shamet to Hart. Mathurin there. A whistle down low.
Offensive foul on Towns. Hooked him.
Towns will pick up the foul. Number 3 on Karl Anthony Towns.
And turnover number 15.
DeLon Wright is checked in for New York. McConnell looking for a cutter. Nice deflection by the Knicks defense. Right the other way.
And Indiana's got to take care of the ball here now. It's 2 turnovers in a row for them.
Anunoby in the corner. It's a 3. Shamet can't hit. Anunoby collects. Towns inside. Knocked away. Shepard. Mathurin. Knocked away. Another knock away by the Knicks. Out of bounds.
I think they're going to call a foul.
They did on DeLon Wright, I believe.
Wright was the one reaching and deflecting and fouling.
But Indiana gets very sloppy with the ball here.
Anunoby actually picked up the foul.
Very close to your 3rd straight turnover. Yeah, the foul's on Anunoby. I'm not even sure it's a foul.
That's a 50-50 ball.
Yeah, that's a loose ball.
Hart was tethered to Mathurin. On the floor they go. And that's a foul. And it's on Hart.
That's Josh Hart's.
Coach, I'm sorry. These last 2 calls by the Knicks I'm not sure of.
That's not a foul on Josh Hart.
These are incidental contact here.
No, that's a bad call.
We are in the fourth quarter. You got to let these two teams play it out.
Mathurin slipped and then went into Hart's legs. There's no way for Hart to avoid that. That's a poor call.
Halliburton is back in. O'Connell will take a seat.
I like Rick Carlisle bringing Halliburton back in right now.
Now, look at it. That's 3 team fouls.
Towns, number 4. And Bridges is going to come off the Knick bench.
Just grabbing his wrist.
Brunson.
I mean, Towns just grabbing his wrist.
Wright will lead. Brunson will come in for the Knicks.
And you know what? If you're a player, I know Towns is saying, just let that go. But why are you getting that foul? It's not doing anything to the play.
Mathurin dives, hits, shoots, and a foul. As Indiana's in the bonus now for the final 7:52.
Well, what I'm seeing here is Benedict Mathurin just out of control 2 times in a row and getting the benefit of some bailout calls. But I like his aggressiveness.
Now, the Pacers are in the same position the Knicks were in the third quarter. When they got into the bonus early, they were marched to the free throw line. Now, can the Pacers take advantage of 7:52 of bonus action?
Mathurin perfect from the line tonight, and from Indianapolis, the NBA on TNT is brought to you by Expedia, made to travel. Mathurin 6 of 6 from the line, 5 of 7 from the field, and 16 points. The numbers were dismal. The first 3 games stand tonight. As we've talked about, a terrific performance off the Rick Carlisle bench.
Yeah, outstanding. And Rick Carlisle is a guy he believes in. He keeps running him out there. He's having a bad series. He said in our pregame meeting, you could see more of Benedict Mathurin tonight.
Brunson back in, rested. Intercepted by Halliburton. Siakam. Neesmith. It was off the bottom of the backboard and ricochets to the Knicks.
Well, it's a sloppy fourth quarter both ways.
Hart underneath. Bridges, corner. It's a 3. And the miss by Anunoby, picked up by Indiana. Halliburton on the move with a double-double tonight. Mathurin, corner triple. It was defended by Anunoby and out of bounds. It's New York's ball and 7:13 in the fourth.
And, Coach, that's like a turnover. That quick shot, bad shot by Mathurin is like a turnover for the Knicks.
Good cut. Brunson finds Hart, who's hit by Siakam in a foul call.
Well, Indiana gambling a little bit there, thinking that they were going to rotate up through the steal. Hart on the back cut. A good find by Brunson.
Siakam, number 3. Hart at the line, and 2 of 2 with 7 points. 9 rebounds tonight off the bench for a second consecutive game for the Knicks. Coming up after tonight's game is Inside the NBA. Get a behind-the-scenes look at the 24-25 season of Inside with Going Inside, presented by American Express, premiering later tonight.
And gentlemen, one thing we do know in this series, no lead is safe here in the fourth, right?
For sure.
Not just in this series, throughout the NBA.
This 13-point lead means nothing.
Halliburton will make a move. Neesmith will set a screen. Brunson is on Halliburton, and Neesmith is free. Rebound, another one by Hart.
The defense here by the Knicks.
9th for Josh. 6.5, good feet. Anunoby cutting, faking, handing. Hart, no, hits the deck and a foul on the Pacers.
Wow, the Knicks are going to the line for the 32nd and 33rd times. And these are points that get scored with the clock stopped.
And they slow the pace.
And be able to set their defense.
Absolutely.
Josh Hart was number 2 in the league this season in minutes played and had been a starter until Tom Thibodeau makes the switch for game 3, which paid off. Hart, and I think it was a mutual decision, this would be the best. Allie was talking. Allie, take us down that road on that story.
Well, Kevo, we definitely have the inside scoop on that story, so we're going to get into details on it. But basically, it was all about respect, a mutual decision by both Josh Hart and the coaching staff. More when we return on that story. Drake, we were reminding you of the story, the Knicks' decision to not start Josh Hart. I was speaking with Josh Hart earlier today just to clarify multiple reports. There were reports that it was a contentious decision. There were also reports that Josh Hart went to coach and volunteered to come off the bench if it was best for the team. He said it was a little bit of both. At the end of last series, there was an ongoing conversation with multiple assistant coaches talking about what it would look like and what it would bring to the second unit if he came off on the bench. Josh told me he wanted to get the ball rolling, so he made sure to let Coach Thibodeau know that he was comfortable and that he supported his decision. He told me, I cannot preach sacrifice and then complain if I get sent to the second unit. So he's been incredible. He knows that he doesn't have to necessarily sacrifice minutes.
Allie, thank you for that. 13-point game. It's Hart and Brunson and Anunoby, that position with the lean and a shove and a foul.
They're intentionally trying to post up OG versus Nembhard. He's trying to do like a little flare screen on the nail with Karl Anthony Towns, and he's slipping down low to try to post up the smaller Nembhard.
Nembhard picks up number 4. Anunoby is at the line. And moments ago, Allie, we just saw the father of Tyrese Halliburton.
Yes, and that has become another ongoing story. Back on April 29th, he got in a pretty public altercation with Giannis Antetokounmpo. It took the public by storm, the media by storm. Nobody really knew how to handle it. It really was an unprecedented moment in this league. He has not attended a game since until tonight. He's in a suite, and I was told he will not be traveling on the road just yet.
Allie, we thank you for the updates. Anunoby has it, and Reggie looked at me a couple minutes ago and said if the Knicks are going to come back, it's got to start right now, and Anunoby will try to trigger it. It's in the corner. It's out of bounds. It is New York's ball. Now is the time.
And we saw this in game 3 when they made the run around this time, but those were 2 huge missed free throws by OG. It didn't hurt them because the Pacers didn't score, but not only do they got to put points on the board, but they're going to have to find ways to stop this potent offense.
Which they have not been able to do for most of this series. They were able to do it second half of game 3.
That is a big 3 for Bridges.
No lead is safe because of the great equalizer being that 3-point ball.
It's a 10-point game. Halliburton will take it in. Towns will meet him and over Brunson. Rebound. Towns gobbles it up.
Let's not forget Brunson this time.
It's Anunoby, held and thrown down like a rag doll. Halliburton got a hold of Anunoby.
The Knicks want him to review this, but this isn't a flagrant foul.
That's what you call making sure he doesn't get the ball to the rim.
Absolutely right. There was no wind up. There was no follow through. Yeah, just making sure he didn't get the ball up.
Now you got to make free throws. Obi just missed his last 2.
Anunoby 3 of 5 from the line. TNT, as you all know, the new home for Roland Garros. The French Open coverage of the second tennis major of the year continues from Paris all week long on TNT and streaming on Max.
It's this Indiana offense starting to sputter a little bit here down the stretch.
Well, we talked about it. One of the things is it's hard to stay in a rhythm when you're always at the free throw line and then everything's half court.
It's an 8-point game. Halliburton down low. Bridges is on him. Nembhard up top. Shot clock down to 7.
Another bad possession. Shot clock running down.
Over Towns, Nembhard. Rebound. Turner was flying in off his hands, off Indiana. New York's ball, 4:47 in regulation.
The best thing Indiana can do for their offense right now is to stop fouling on defense.
And if you're New York, continue attack, especially Brunson downhill.
Brunson with 29, Halliburton with 30. Brunson's got the ball. Shot clock down to 6. By Turner, up and off and down. Rebound Towns and in. It's a 10-2 run for the Knicks.
2-possession game here.
Halliburton. Nembhard. It's a 3. Siakam. Good. Big shot.
You're not kidding, Kev. My goodness.
Bridges around the screen. On top, Brunson. Neesmith will defend. Back to Bridges, another 3. Another hit! He sticks one. 6-point game. Halliburton weaving, driving, scoring!
Halliburton's been ultra aggressive tonight to try to score the ball. Bridges gives him a lot of room up top. I think he's got to get into his body more so he has a chance to get over screens.
Bridges hard, inside Hart, knocked away at the rim, got his own miss, and puts it back up and through.
And look at the difference on how Bridges plays Halliburton. And he's 6 feet off of him, so Halliburton can be, or Bridges can be screened easily.
Timeout taken. Indiana will take it. 3:06 in the 4th. 6-point game with Indiana on top. To go, the Knicks have come back from a deficit of 15 and now trail by 6.
I think the Knicks obviously have to get some stops. It's going to start with their pick and roll defense on Tyrese Halliburton, and it starts with Mikal Bridges getting into the ball more. When he gives Halliburton that space, he's too easy to screen.
Knicks have a challenge. 2 timeouts apiece. And it's Nembhard. Turner a screen, switch on defense. Bridges on Nembhard. Shot clock down to 4. He'll set up on a 2-point shot. Inside tip in, try no. Turner's got the rebound.
Turner has the rebound, but why was it the ball alive? Pascal Siakam on the offensive glass here. Here's the rush shot by Nembhard. Shot clock running down. Look at Siakam. Just keeps the ball alive, kind of taps it to Turner.
Bridges picks up his 3rd. Turner is at the free throw line for the Indiana Pacers. 1 of 1. Reggie said a couple quarters ago as he began the broadcast, all the pressure is on Indiana tonight.
Every time you take a trip to the free throw line in this building, how valuable will free throws be down the stretch here?
Stan, you've hit on that all series long.
Listen, there have already been 61 free throws shot in here tonight.
Brunson and Towns. Off to Bridges. Cross court Anunoby. In, up, off. And an offensive foul called on Anunoby.
Here's the question. If you're Tom Thibodeau and the Knicks, will you take a look at this here? Was he outside the restricted circle? Absolutely. Sure. Oh, and he wasn't moving at all.
No, that's a good call. You're not going to challenge that one. And a great defensive play by Neesmith.
Anunoby's got 4. Halliburton with 32 and 14 assists.
And 0 turnovers.
And no, which is just stunning. Sets up, cross court, on top. Neesmith into Anunoby. The collision into Towns. And Towns hurt that knee again. He hurt it earlier.
Well, they're both down on that one.
Oh. And Towns in incredible pain, and this has been something that is kind of
the Knicks are going to challenge this. I'm a little surprised.
Oh, there's too much contact around there to challenge that.
They're challenging it. They're saying that Towns got pushed into that play. I see them talking.
It was
to
a
the
Knicks
referee.
defender behind Neesmith that pushed him in.
It is a
New York
challenge.
coach's challenge for challenging a defensive foul call on the floor.
Floor that they were reviewing.
The Knicks contend that Turner pushed Towns into this foul, so that the foul should be on Turner. If that's the call, it'll be a turnover in New York ball.
But more
After
importantly,
review, Turner pushes Towns into Nesmith. Therefore, the on-court ruling has been overturned. It is now an offensive foul on Turner. This challenge is successful. However, this is a second challenge. They lose a timeout regardless.
And New York used their challenge wisely.
but more a question, how is Karl Anthony Towns after this big collision? Ooh, right in that left knee, and he was already holding it earlier in the game.
Held
And
it,
we,
yeah,
and we saw in game 3
yes,
too
yes.
as well.
He's going to limp back out here, though. He's limping, but he's
Oh,
coming
that's good.
back out. I don't like this part of the rule on the challenge. On your second challenge down there, you lose your timeout regardless of your right or wrong. I don't get that. I don't see how that makes any sense whatsoever.
And now the
it's
Knicks
simply to discourage people from challenging the officials' calls. The Knicks only have one timeout now with 2:11. My brother says it all the time. Every organization needs a vice president of common sense. And that doesn't make any sense, that rule.
It's Brunson. Neesmith in the corner. Long shot. It's a 2. Bridges can't hit. Out of bounds it goes. And New York.
Well, very much like in game 3, Josh Hart keeping possessions alive here for the Knicks. Nice job on the offensive glass by Hart.
Yeah, that's just great effort.
Quickly to Bridges. It's a 2. No. Tipped up Anunoby. Inside grabbed by Halliburton.
Now a triple-double for Halliburton.
The other way they fly.
Towns can barely move out here, guys.
And Anunoby is hurt.
Bodies are just flying all around here. 32 points, 14 assists, and 10 rebounds for Halliburton. His second playoff triple-double.
Another out of bounds. 1:44 in regulation. In a 7-point Indiana Pacer lead. Leading 2 games to 1. Halliburton. Bridges in front. Underneath. Hart is defending Siakam.
And that's it for Hart.
And how do you give that up at 144?
6. He is out.
Hart gets back cut right here. Wow. That could have gone either way on that call. I agree with their call, but Hart got hit in the face there on the cut, but Hart's body position was very poor on that baseline out of bounds play.
Coach, what do you think for the Knicks? Down the stretch here, they've been running a lot of plays for Bridges as opposed to Brunson.
I mean, I think you got to go Brunson and Cat, and I'm a little surprised that we're going Shamet instead of Deuce McBride.
Siakam at the line, 2 of 2. That'll creep in. And a triple-double for Tyrese Halliburton. With tonight, his performance, coach, of 32, 10 rebounds, and 14 assists.
I mean, just incredible, and 0 turnovers.
He's going to shatter that record. Multiple, first Pacer ever to have multiple playoff triple-doubles. Sitting at, what, 24, 25 years old?
It's a 9-point game. Bridges deflected out of bounds. The reach of Halliburton. Shot clock at 14. Minute and a half to go in regulation.
We've seen more baseline out of bounds plays in this series than I think I saw the entire regular season.
Brunson a look. It's Bridges. It's a 3. Rebound Halliburton.
Well, he had the same shot twice in a row. Couldn't get either one of them to go down.
Now you got to run some time.
It's Siakam and Shamet taking the place of Hart is in. Siakam twisting, fading, shooting, no. Rebound Neesmith, but taken by the Knicks. Towns, Anunoby, the collision, and a foul on Turner.
And that's going to be it for Turner. Number 6, sending OG to the free throw line. Neesmith, he just could not secure this rebound. Came loose, and how about the look up there by Cat, finding OG.
And Turner will leave with 13 points, 3 rebounds, 3 blocks. Toppin is in. And Anunoby at the line. Knicks tonight, 31 of 37.
And this has been OG's best game in this series. 21 points, 4 rebounds.
Had 3 straight games of 16 points in each coming into tonight's game 4.
He's got 3 steals, 2 blocks.
Got it.
Still a lot of time in this game.
The full court pressure by New York. Brunson is all over Nembhard. Neesmith, a minute to go. Halliburton, double. Shot clock down to 8. Nembhard, Brunson will defend. The collision, the spin, going up, out of bounds. Shot clock at 2.7.
Everyone in yellow should be recognizing that 2.7, Kevin. We have special plays, Coach, as you know. When the clock is short, here we go.
Goes on top. It's Toppin for 3. Good!
That'll do it.
Ten-point game with Brunson twirling in the paint. Rebound Halliburton. Brunson fouled.
And who else to find Obi Toppin than Tyrese Halliburton with his 15th assist.
That is the 9th time in his career he's had over 20 points, 15 assists, and no turnovers. No one in NBA history has done it more than 3 times other than him.
What I've been more impressed about, the field goal attempts, 23. He's
agree.
got to be aggressive.
You said that early on.
I agree with that on the aggressiveness, but I also think the most joins Oscar Robertson and Nikola Jokic with 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 15 assists.
Maybe having Pops in the building gave him a burst of energy. Mr. Halliburton's first game back after that 9-game ban. And his son has paid dividends with his play.
Well, I'll say, though, to me, what impresses me the most, maybe it comes from a coaching thing of not wanting mistakes. You take 23 shots, you have 15 assists, and you have 0 turnovers?
Yes.
0. It's not like you're playing it safe and not trying to make plays.
And on top of that, Coach, 38 minutes and no turnovers.
Brunson quickly by McConnell. Toppin to inbound. It's Mathurin, held by Anunoby, 14.1 to go. Halliburton's 12 rebounds, by the way, tonight, a new career high in any game in his 362nd career game. Mathurin at the line, a perfect 7 of 7 tonight.
Well, the thing I like when Halliburton rebounds, we talked about it earlier, is then he can bust out on the dribble and lead the break.
Think about this for the Pacers. Halliburton, 12 rebounds. The next closest is Pascal Siakam with 5.
Mathurin huge tonight off the bench, 18 points. Towns has it. It's Bridges the other way. He'll launch a 3, get it to drop. 7-point lead, 7.3 to go. McConnell. Mathurin held, Bridges the foul, 6.4.
Game 5 is going to be fire in the Garden. I don't like how Cat is holding that left knee.
I don't either.
Take a look at that. He's still buckled over. Look at his left hand.
He did that beginning the game, Reggie. Mathurin.
Mathurin can get this to go. 20 points off the bench.
Halliburton. He is the first in NBA playoff history with 30, 10, 15, and that 0, no turnovers.
I mean, that's an incredible performance. He's also got 4 steals. Let's not forget that.
Down court quickly. Shamet, long shot. That's it. The Indiana Pacers are 1 win away from the NBA Finals. It'll be a closeout game Thursday at the Garden. And when a team has a 3-1 lead, there have been very few that have dug out of that hole. To Allie LaForce.
Well, Tyrese, congratulations. 32 points, 20 came in the first half, no turnovers. When did you know tonight was going to be different?
I was just trying to be aggressive, trying to respond. I felt like I let the team down in game 3, so it was important for me to come out here and just make plays. And, you know, guys put me in position to make plays and trying to play my game. And, man, it's a big win for us.
Did Dad in the building have anything to do with that?
Hell yeah. Yeah. I'm glad Pop's in the building, man. Makes it that much more sweet. Yeah, it had a little bit to do with it.
We also found out you're just the second player ever to have a 30-point triple-double with no turnovers. It's incredible. Who'd be the most proud of you?
Probably my AAU coach. He always just used to tell me, you know, take care of the ball, don't turn it over. So he'd be proud of me because I rebounded. I never rebound, so he'd be happy for that as well.
Never say never.
Yeah, exactly.
Now you have a chance to close out on the road in New York City. How exciting is that just possibility, and how do you keep the team focused enough to do it?
Yeah, I'm excited about it. You know, it's going to be a lot of fun. That's a tough environment to play in. You know, so we got to be ready, and it's just one more game. You know, take what we can from this, get better at, you know, what we lacked tonight, and, yeah, be ready to go in Game 5.
We'll see you there.
Yeah,
Thanks,
appreciate it.
Well, number one, unbelievable performance by Tyrese. I just knew coming into tonight, the 2 leading actors I talked about, Halliburton 32, Brunson 31, they put on a show. But if you're in New York in Game 5, there's a couple things you got to do. Continue to rebound. You were a plus 11 in that. But the turnovers, once again, did them in. 17 for 20 Pacer points.
Well, that's it. To me, if you're New York, the number one thing you've got to focus on is that. And then I think you've got to clean up your pick-and-roll defense and get into the body of Tyrese Halliburton the way Neesmith is getting into the body of Jalen Brunson.
We go to Madison Square Garden for Game 5 Thursday at 7 Eastern right here. Thanks to our tech crew, audio, Dave Grunvig. We thank Nick Grunvig, Victor, Victoria, Corey Griffin, our technical director, Todd Ginsey, and video, Steve Dressman, Sam Baker, Travis McKinnon, Michael Azzolini, and Tom Carroll. For Allie LaForce, Stan Van Gundy, and Reggie Miller, Kevin Harlan saying good night from Indianapolis. You've been watching the 2025 Eastern Conference Finals on TNT.
Роковая нас жизнь и гроза. Кто свете заветов священных поругание счастье есть. И такая влекущая сила, что готов я твердить за молвой, будто ангелов ты не сводила, соблазняя своей красотой. И когда ты смеешься над верой, над тобой загорается вдруг тот неяркий пурпурово-серый и когда-то мой виденный круг зла. Добра ли ты вся не отсюда, мудрено про тебя говорят.
Oh, heaven knows, men know that I love you so much, Jamila. Ooh, yes I do. You left my world and left me so cold. Now I'm wondering how I'm gonna get you back. Hey, nothing about to make it right. Jamila ya mun. Na dawo gida ban ga Jamila ba, na dawo gida ban ji muryanta ba. Hey, wayo, a neman mun Jamila. Jamila, don Allah ki dawo gida, babu abin da zai raba mu har abada. Jamila, zuciya na ɓaciwa. Gida, 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 gida. Ooh, no matter what people do or say, this love will never die. If I knew I never hurt you so bad, drinking so much, too much women.